Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Walaikum salam.
Ya Rabbi lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma rabbana lakal hamdu bima khalaqtana wa razaqtana wa hadaitana wa farajta anna. Allahumma lakal hamdu bil Islam wa lakal hamdu bil Iman wa lakal hamdu bil Quran. Amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Allahumma faqqihna fid din. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ilman nafi'an wa amalan mutaqabbalan wa rizqan tayyiba. Allahumma thabbitna indal mauti bila ilaha illallah. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Rabbi yassir wa la tuassir wa tamim bil khair. Allahumma ij'al amalana kullahu salihan waj'alhu liwajhika khalisan wala taj'al li ahadin fihi shay'a. Amin ya rabbal alamin. So with our sincere intentions that we are learning the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just for his sake, so we can understand Quran better, we can connect to our Rabb better. So with our sincere intention, inshallah, we are going to start our irregular Sarf, and that is our first lesson today, inshallah. And we are going to talk about Mahmuz. What is Mahmuz? Mahmuzul Fa. So let's see. So basically, so far we did family 1, which is basically the term that we're gonna use for it, Fi'lu Thalathi Mujarrad. So Fi'lu Thalathi Mujarrad is our family 1, and then we know that this family has 6 clans, right? So now, can someone remind me what are the 6 clans of family 1?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Nasara Yansuru, Fataha Yaftahu, Daraba Yadribu, Samiya Yasma'u, Hasiba Yasibu, Kuruma Yakrumu.
Karuma Yakrumu. Very good. So these are the 6 clans of family 1. And why we call them Salathi Mujarrad?
Because only 3 letters are there.
Yeah, exactly. So
In
only
the Madhi
that,
version.
In the
Yeah.
Madhi version.
Wazi Huwa.
yeah, no, but even Mudariya, we know that if we have any extra ya, ta, right? So these are the signs of Mudariya. They are not part of the root letter. So root letters are still 3, even though it's Mudariya. So if I ask you Yansuru, what are the root letters? Your answer should not be including ya, right? So the root letters are Noon, Swad, and Ra, right? So basically, so Fi'lu Sulasi Mujarrad means that only 3 root letters in the Jazar is 3 root letters, right? And then we have, that is our family 1. Then we have big families, right? What is the name for big families? Fi'lu Sulasi Mazid Fihi. Mazid Fihi. Why we are adding Mazid Fihi in it? Mazid mean more, Fihi mean in it, right? Do we understand that much Arabic? Mazid Fihi?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right? So Mazid mean more, Fihi in it. So there is more in it. What is more in it?
More
Something
family member.
extra. something
Extra
extra.
letters.
Root
Extra
letters.
yeah, not root letters. Root letters are 3. Because why we are calling them Felu Salasi. What does Salasi mean?
3.
Original.
Yeah, so original.
Harfe asli. Huruf asli.
Yeah. So original letters are 3, but then there is some extra member in these families, right? For example, we know Allama, right? So now Lam is twice. So this is extra. Even though root letters are still Ain, Lam, and Mim, but this Lam is doubled, right? So that's why we are calling them Mazid Fihi, that there is extra letter in it.
Izafi huruf.
Yeah. So then we have Jahada, right? Can someone remind me all these big families, clans? What are they? So family 2 is?
May I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second family is Jahada Yujahidu. Then we have Aslama Yuslimu. Then next is Ta'allama Yata'allamu. Then Tasa'ala Yatasa'alu. Then Inqalaba Yanqalibu. Then followed by Iktaraba Yaktaribu. Then the next is Ihmara Yahmaru. And the last is Istaghfara Yastaghfiru.
Very good. Okay, so and then if I ask you guys, just give me 1 minute. If I ask you guys that what is the marker of family 2, what should be the answer?
Shadda. Shadda.
One extra root letter. So family 2 is like it has a shadda.
Where is the shadda?
On the end
The extra root letter is in Allama, there are 2 lam.
Okay, so where is, because we know that we always specify with fa, ain, and lam. Any
It's called ain kalma. Ain kalma.
Yeah.
Doubling of the ain kalma.
Yes, so ain kalima is double basically, or you can say shadda on the ain kalima.
Ain kalima.
That should be the answer. That makes life easy, right? So always when we are referring to any fail, so fa, ain, and lam, this is our basically template, and this is how we are going to describe that. If any extra letter, for example, for aslama, so we will say that, okay, it is starting with hamza hamzatul qata, right? Aslama. And if I ask you about jahada, so our answer should be that after the fa kalima there is extra alif, right?
Yes.
So this is, we should go with that. Okay, so allama, yes, there is shadda, that is the marker. And then what is the implication? But does this shadda stand for something?
Yeah.
That 2
Intensity.
Be
No, shadda doesn't mean that we need to maf'ul bihi.
Like
It is to emphasize.
is it like a mubalgha also, like to
Okay, I think we should not start our irregular surf if we are not quite sure about this and that stuff, right?
qatala
So
qatala.
we repeat that thing many times. So the shadda stands for
Ustaza,
that.
one of the implication can be like the verb, it can goes over and over time.
Yeah, exactly. So the action is happening
Again
over
and
and over.
Again and again.
It's not
Again.
one-time action, right?
Like the teaching process, it happens over
Yeah,
and
exactly.
over again.
Allama, yuallimu, and then ta'liman. So talim doesn't happen in one day,
Subhanallah.
right?
Indefinite.
Continues.
Yeah, exactly. And I always give you guys an example, allama, or let's take another word. When we say nazzala, right? Always remember this example, nazzala, and these both words are used in a Quran Pak, right? Nazzala and anzala. What's the difference?
Nazala is that the revelation had been revealed over time, over years of
Yeah,
in
so
between.
nazzala in Surah Al Imran, if you see for Quran Pak, for Quran Pak, the word nazzala is used. Why it's acting like that? So for Quran Pak, the word nazzala is used. But then there were mentioned other books like Torah and Injil, and anzala is used for them. So what's the difference?
That
We know
happened
that
once.
yes, Quran revealed bit by bit. It didn't reveal once. But what about Torah and Injil? They were given once. All in once, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so always remember that example. So this shadda on allama is telling us that action is happening slowly, bit by bit, over time. It's not one time. Okay. Then, okay, jahada. What is the marker and what is the implication?
Between two parties.
Yeah. And what is the marker? How we are going to recognize it?
Extra alif after fa kalma.
After the fa kalma, there is a
extra alif. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. And this alif is telling us that action is happening between two parties. Okay, then we have aslama. And I gave you example anzala. So opposite to allama, aslama is action is happening once. And remember that these implication, you are not going to apply to every verb, right? Sometimes it will work, it will make sense, and sometimes it will not make sense. But these are the observations that scholars have made. Okay, so not every time you're gonna look aslama or nazala, right? These are family 4 and family 2. So it's not every time you're gonna look for, okay, the action is happening slowly, bit by bit or once. Sometimes it's gonna apply because we know that there are always exceptions, right? Okay, then comes to ta'allama. So what is the marker of ta'allama?
Shadda.
there is an additional ta.
Yes, not
yes.
only shadda, right?
Ta,
Yeah,
but there is also the ain kalama has a shadda.
Exactly. So we have extra ta, and then we have shadda on the ain kalma again. So ta'allama. And allama mean, what is allama mean?
To teach.
To teach.
Ar-Rahman, allama al-Quran, right?
He taught.
Taught.
Mhm.
But
Taught, yeah.
extra ta over here and ta'allama, now what are the meaning?
To learn.
To learn.
To learn. Basically.
Okay, so to learn. Okay, then we have tasa'ala. What is the marker?
It's again between two parties, but the alif is in between. There's additional ta in the beginning, And the after the fa kalma there is alif. And that's
And
Yeah.
there's another thing is like there are two parties, but they are equal as compared to Jahada, where they are like one is stronger than the other.
Exactly. So this is like ta'awana. I love this word better because it gives you the complete meaning, right? Ta'awana, the sa'ala. So Urdu speaker know ta'awun, right? What is ta'awun?
to cooperate.
Yeah, so two parties are equally participating in something, supporting each other, right? So that is this family 6 ta'ala. Then we have family 7 in qalaba. So what is the marker here?
Noon is extra, Ustaz.
Only noon is extra?
And also Hamzatul
Hamzatul Wasl.
Hamzatul wasl.
Wasal.
So we have Hamzatul wasl and noon. So 2 extra letters in the beginning, right? And then we have 3 root letters intact. So no extra letter is interrupting them. In qalaba.
Yeah, right in the start. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the start. Yeah.
And what else we know about this family?
There's no passive because it's always lazim.
Yeah, exactly. So no passive in this family.
No
Why?
muta'addi.
Yeah, because you see that even in qalaba, her translation is it was turned or he was turned, right? So it look like passive, right? No doer over here. So this is how we're gonna translate this family. It's gonna be translated as a passive. So that's why it doesn't need any passive. Okay, then family 8. Iqtaraba. Now, what is the marker here?
There is the
Hamzatul Wasl.
Hamza in the beginning, followed by fa.
Ta
beginning of
added
every
additional
word.
letters.
After the first root letter, there's a ta.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Hamzatul Wasl in the beginning. Then we have fa kalima. After the fa kalima, we have extra ta, right? And then we have ain and lam kalima. Iqtaraba. Okay, then we have last one, family 10.
Okay. Hamzatul Wasl in the beginning and then seen later, extra, and also
Only
ista. Yeah. Ista is the
yeah. So
yeah,
we have
yes.
3 extra letters.
Yeah, 3 at the start.
Okay. So ista, we need to remember ista for this family.
That's very helpful, Ustad. Yeah, that's very
yeah, it's very helpful. So we're gonna add ista and then 3 root letter, and this is how we can get to family 10. What is the marker for for this family? Because it has some strong meaning in it.
Ista means to
seeking
seek.
something. The verb is always to seek something, like forgiveness.
Yeah,
or
seek,
help.
to beg, right? So it has beg, the meaning of begging, pleading, requesting, seeking, right? So all these meanings are in there. Yeah. So now, okay, be honest and are we ready for the irregular verb?
Yes.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay, but you guys give me a promise that you would keep revising your other Sarf, all these families.
Inshallah.
So
Yes.
open Quran Pak, and you guys need to do a lot of practice for Sarf. Find out, okay, what family it is.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Okay, so by the reason of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are going to start our irregular sarf today. And when we say irregular, so far we did fi'lu thulathi mujarrad and fi'lu thulathi mazid fihi. And these were all regular words. So we were not looking any irregularities in there. So all afal, they were intact, like their root letters were. There wasn't any weak letter in them. So, but now on, we are going to look at irregular verb. So when we say irregular, as the name is saying, that there is going to be some problem in conjugation. So we need to tweak few things here and there to make it sound better, because we know that Arabs were very particular about the fluency, right? So that's why whenever they find that some letter is making kind of weird sound or something, or it is interrupting the fluency, then they always make some changes, right? There are some rules how they used to make changes. And this
Or
is
when
what
they are not easy on the tongue to pronounce. Yeah.
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
You explain.
Yeah. So there are going to be 3 types of irregularities in surf. So how many kinds of irregularities we are going to look at?
3.
Three.
What are they? First one is called mahmoos. Any idea what is mahmoos?
Yes,
Okay, first of all,
Word with
First.
Hamza.
Hamza.
okay. Mahmoos, what is the surf pattern? What siga is it?
Mahmood, it is isme maf'ul.
Yes, this is
Okay.
maf'ul.
Mansoor and all that.
Mansoob, yeah.
Mahmoos. Mahmoos mean that something containing Hamza. This is from Hamza. Okay. So the word is containing what?
Hamza.
Hamza.
Yeah.
So when one of the root letter is Hamza, then we are going to call that fi'l
Mahmoos.
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 Okay, so we have 3 root letter always, fa, ain, and lam, because we are going to talk about fi'lu thulasi, right? So we are not looking at rubai or anything else, just thulasi. So 3 root letters, fa, ain, and lam. So any of them or one of them gonna be hamza. And when that happens, we are going to call that fi'l mahmoos. And we will look at the example soon. Then we have the second one is called mudwa'af. Mudwa'af, right? So now, do not confuse it with our mudaf ilayhi. How do we write mudaf? Without this ain, right? Mudaf ilayhi does not have this ain.
Yes.
But yeah, so this is how you're gonna write mudaf ilayhi. But this one is mudwa'af with ain. And that means that something is multiplying. Even in Quran Pak, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used for charity, that whoever gives charity for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he multiply his reward, right? So the same word is used. I think someone's mic is on. Please be respectful, because we are recording and people are going to listen to this recording. Who is that?
It was me, Ustaz. Yeah. Apologies.
Oh. Okay. So mudaf means that the letter is going to multiply. So what does that mean? That ain and lam kalima, second or third root letter are going to be doubled. And we will see that example in a bit. Then third one is called mu'tal. Mu'tal mean when one or two of the root letters are vowels. And what is vowel mean? That either it is going to be ya or waw. So when one or two root letters are either waw or ya, we are going to call this verb mu'tal. Can someone repeat these three irregularities?
Yes, ma'am. May I?
Mm-hmm.
First one we called mahmuz, and this is the one where one of the root letters is hamza. Then the second one is muda'af, which means to multiply, and here where two of the root letters, the ain and the lam kalima are the same. Then we had mu'tal, when when two of the root letters will be either ya or waw.
Very good. Everyone is clear on these three irregularities?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Mahmuz, Mudaf, and Mu'tal. Mahmuz, Mudaf, and Mu'tal. 3 times. Mahmuz, Mudaf, and Mu'tal. Okay. So now, look at the Mahmuz. It is possible for the Hamza to occur either as the first, second, or third root letter. So this Hamza could be the first root letter, meaning Fa kalima, or Ain kalima, or Lam kalima. And then it further has names. So if Fa kalima is Hamza, we're gonna call it Mahmuzul Fa. Right? So Mahmuzul Fa mean that its Fa kalima is Hamza. For the, like in the example, Akala. What does Akala mean?
To eat.
Eat.
Don't say to eat, it's not English
Sorry,
word.
eat.
He ate.
Eat is the noun.
Fele mazi, he
Yeah.
ate.
He ate,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Akala, eat.
Ate.
Ate.
He ate.
Ate.
Okay, so this is past tense.
Past
So
yes.
now Akala,
Ate.
he ate. This is our past tense. And what do we notice? What are the three root letters?
Hamza, Kaf, and Lam.
Of calf and lamb.
So Hamza, Kaf, and Lam.
Yeah.
Right? So whenever
Yeah.
we see Hamza, then we are going to say that this fail is Mahmuz. Right? And then this, as we said, that this Hamza can be anywhere in any of three root letters, right? So that's why we are going to further specify that where is that Hamza? Is that Hamza Fa kalima, or Ain kalima, or Lam kalima? Right? So if it is Fa kalima, we're gonna call it Mahmuzul Fa. And look at the second example. It says Sa'ala. What does Sa'ala mean?
To ask.
Again, to ask.
Sa'ala.
He asked. He asked.
Yeah. No, I
He
mean, yeah,
asked.
he asked.
He asked.
He asked.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that is the difference between English verb and our Arabic fail, because it has doer in it. So Sa'ala mean he asked. And now what are the root letters?
Sin,
Hamza,
Lam.
Lam.
Yeah. So now where, yes. Now where is this Hamza located now?
Ain kalma.
Ain
Ma'am,
kalima. That's why,
The position of Hamza is on the ain kalima. The
yeah, so
position.
that's why what we are going to call it?
Mahmuzul
Ain.
Ain.
Ain. Ain.
Mahmuzul Ain.
Mahmuzul Ain.
Okay, because it is on Ain kalima. Now, third one. Dara'a. Right? So now where is the Hamza now?
Lam kalima.
Mahmuzul
So what we are going to call?
Mahmuzul Lam.
Mahmuzul Lam. Make
Yeah.
sense?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Easy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Ustaza,
Okay.
may I please know the meaning of The last verb, dara'a.
Dara'a.
It's a nice word.
Is that to dispute?
Okay.
Meaning can dispute? I'm not sure.
Sorry.
Dara'a means to dispute.
Let me see. Give me 1 sec. I didn't.
Is it to hit? No.
No, that is daraba. This is dara. No, it's not giving me. Okay, let me see. Dictionary. You guys know how to look at in the dictionary? Okay, let's see together. Where is my dictionary?
It says in the dictionary to ward off.
To what?
To ward off.
To repel, I think.
To reject, to avoid, to ward off.
Okay, let's.
Pushing.
Yes, Ustad.
Repulsion.
Even I also looked here.
Revert
Revert.
Pushing.
Warding off.
हटाना किसी चीज को
हटाना,
धकेलना
धकेलना.
Okay.
On the left side.
So dara yadra'u. So that is bab fataha. Okay. And bab fataha, interesting thing is that whenever we have harufe halkiya, ain and lam kalma is harufe halkiya, then most likely it is going to bab fataha. So we need to remember that as well. So you see that there is hamza, and hamza is halkiya letter, right? So
Yes.
that's why you see dara'a, and then it says a over here, right? So that means this is ba fataha. So dara'a yadra'u, and it means to reject, to avert, ward off, right?
Reject.
Yeah. So these are the meaning of it.
Which dictionary you are looking, Ustad?
This is
Stal.
Henswear.
Hanswehr.
Ashta.
Henswear. It says henswear.
It's very nice.
Yeah, okay. So now back to lesson. Okay, so that was our Mahmoud's business. So now mudaf. What is mudaf? So mudaf is the word literally means multiplied. So a word is classified as mudaf when the second and the third root letters are the same. An example of this is qaswa yaqussu. So saw this twice, right? So ain kalima and lam kalima is same, right? So that's why we are going to call that mudaf. Clear?
Yes.
So that is easy. No further categories in there. And then comes the third one, mu'tal. Now what is mu'tal? So when the root letters are going to be waw and ya, then we are going to call that kind of verb as mu'tal. And then mu'tal can be divided further into 3 categories. Okay, what are these 3 categories? First one is called misal. Misal, what does misal mean? Anyone knows?
Example.
Yeah.
Example.
So why it calls misal? Because this kind of because this kind of irregularity doesn't hurt much. It is going to be conjugate like a regular verb. So that's why it's called misal, meaning the same like regular one. Okay. And then for misal even, the example of misal could be wada'a. Wada'a. Now what do you notice over wada'a? The root letters are waw, right?
Dod and ain. So waw is on the and
First.
fa kalima.
First
So
root
fa,
letter is a vowel. Yeah.
yeah. So fa, ain, and lam, these are the three root. And then this, our first kalima is waw or ya. Then it is basically misal, right? So this is, we are going to call misal. But what kind of misal? Then we need to further, because we are saying that the first root letter is going to be either waw or ya, right? So that means there are going to be two categories. When it is waw, then we're gonna call it misal wawi. Misal wawi. And then look at the another example, yatama yaitimu. So now yatama, you see fa, ain, and lam kalima, right? And now again fa kalima is weak letter, but this time it is not waw, rather it is ya. So when it is ya, we're gonna call it misal ya'i. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes. We need to determine between misali yai and misali wak.
Yeah, we need to more specific what kind of misal it is, because we are saying that root letter, first root letter could be either waw or ya.
Ma'am,
Right?
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so look at the first example.
Yeah.
First example is wada'a,
Okay.
right? This
Yes.
waw, dad, and ain. So
Yes.
if I ask you what kind of irregularity it is, your
Yes.
answer should be this is mu'tal. Why it is mu'tal?
Mhm.
Why? I'm asking you a question.
It is mu'attal because the first letter is waw,
Exactly.
and yeah, it
So
is
this is
and
my
it
fa
should be
kalima.
waw or ya. Yes.
Exactly. So this is my first root letter is waw. That's
Is
why
waw. Yeah.
this is basically misal,
Yes,
right?
this is
So when it
okay,
is
got it.
mu'tal and the first root letter is weak. So when I say weak
Okay.
letters, we are looking at two letters, either waw or ya.
Okay.
Okay. So whenever we
Mhm.
refer to that there is weak letter in the word, meaning
Okay.
there is either waw or ya. So
Okay.
now
Hmm.
when we have wada'a, now this is
Yeah.
weak letter and we are calling it is
Okay.
misal, right?
Right, ma'am.
Okay, now look at the another example, yatama.
Okay.
Where is
Where to
my fa
put
kalima?
other example? Okay.
Yeah.
What is my fa
Yeah.
kalima over here?
Yeah.
And what
Yes.
is my ain
Yeah.
kalima?
Ta.
What is
Ta.
my lam kalima?
Meme.
Meme.
Me.
Yatama. So what
Yes.
kind of irregularity is there?
Chale yai.
Irregularity? No.
What kind
That
of
Fa kalma has got the vowel ya.
yeah,
yeah,
ma'am.
fa kalima is
Yes.
ya this time,
Yes.
right? So this is mu'tal.
Yes, this is
Mu'tal and
mu'attal.
then
Yeah.
misal.
And then misal. Yes. Right,
Now
ma'am.
further I'm going to dissect misal, what kind of misal it is, because we say that either fa kalima is going to be waw or ya.
Yes. Right.
So now in first example, what is the first kalima? Fa kalima is waw.
Wow. Yeah. In
So now
second
I'm gonna
example.
call it misal wawi. So yes, this is misal, but this is wawi because it has waw in it.
Right, ma'am.
And now in the second example, but I'm gonna call it, if I want to be more specific, okay, yes, it is mu'tal, yes, it is misal, but in misal, still, I need to specify more. So what should I call it?
مثال ياي.
Yayi.
Yes, misal yai. Did you get it now?
Okay. Yes, get it. Jazakallahu khairan kaseera.
Alhamdulillah. So ask me whenever you guys are confused, ask me please, because I don't know if you get it or not, unless you tell me, right?
Okay, jazakallah
Okay, so
khairan.
this is misal wawi and misal ya'i. This is how we are going to describe further whenever our first root letter is either waw or ya. So then this is part of mu'tal first of all, right? Because whenever we have weak letters waw and ya in anywhere, in any of three kalimas, that kind of irregularity is going to be called mu'tal, right? And then for mu'tal, we are further further distributing them, or further, dividing them into three categories: misal, ajwaf, and naqis. So if in misal, our first root letter is either waw and ya, right? If it is waw, I'm gonna call it misal wawi. If it is ya, I'm gonna call it misal ya. It's simple and easy. So this is when our first root letter is waw and ya. Now comes our middle root letters, our ain kalima. So when the second root letter is either waw or ya, the word is classified as ajwaf. So misal, I said that misal mean that this is similar to regular verb. This is the example of regular verb. So no much change is gonna occur in there. And then when we come to
Ustaza,
ajwaf,
one more point I am observing in misal is that the weak letters like vowels, yeah, and waw are happening always on the fa kalima. Is that right?
yeah, it is always
Yes,
going
yeah.
to happen in fa kalima. Yeah.
Hello, my Raja. How are you?
Yeah, jazakallah.
We need to mute ourselves, sisters, please.
You really enjoyed the holiday, didn't you? Wow.
And I take the space.
Who is that?
But it's bigger. Yeah. Very nice.
And she has blue eyes.
I cannot see who is that.
Ma'am, Salma Babar and Naseem Ara are unmute.
But there's no noise on my
No
side.
noise, no noise.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. No worries.
Salma Babar and Naseem Ara, they are unmuted.
But from my
There-
side, Salma Baba, no noise. Okay.
No noise. Naseemara, no noise. There is no person here in my room.
I don't know the noise, but they are
Ustaza, there
unmuted.
is one sorry in the chat.
Yes. One sister has just apologized for the
Okay.
mic being on.
It's okay. Okay, now, so if the first root letter is weak, then we are calling it misal. But if the second root letter, which is our ain kalima, is weak, then we call them ajwaf. And ajwaf literally mean belly. Ajwaf mean belly. Where is our belly? In the middle of our body, right? Is you guys are able to hear me?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So ajwaf mean basically literally mean belly, and belly is basically middle of our body, right? So middle of this verb gonna be weak. So middle root letter, which is ain kalima, is either going to be waw or ya. So then we are going to call it ajwaf. And then we have qala yaqulu. So now what do you guys notice here? That weak letter is in the middle. Now you're gonna say, oh, there is no waw or ya, there is alif, right?
Yeah.
You should
Before qala, was it qawala?
Yeah. So actually the actual root letter of this verb were qawala. Okay. So alif is never ever is a root letter. So whenever we see alif, right? So basically either it was waw or ya, and then it has been converted into alif. So what happened? It was qawala. But whenever the rule is that whenever weak letter has haraka, so what's gonna happen? It's gonna transfer its haraka to the letter before it. Okay, so this fatha is gone now. And now, since it has fatha, right? So this waw is going to change according to fatha. What does fatha like?
Alif.
Fatha like alif, right? So it is going to change into alif. Make sense? Should I repeat one more time, or you guys are getting it?
Repeat, please.
Okay. So what happened? We are saying that qala, actually it was qawala. Qawala. This is qawala, yaqvulu. So this is bab nasara. Okay. But qawala, when we say qawala and we say qala, which is more fluent?
Qala.
Qala, right? So we know that Arabs were very particular about the fluency, right? So they do not like any interruption or any letter that is not very fluent. So they decided that whenever the weak letter, so weak letter meaning waw or ya. So whenever weak letter is mutaharrik, mutaharrik means it has any fatha, dhamma or kasra on it, then what's gonna happen? It is going to give its haraka to the letter before it.
Yes.
Okay, so now this fatha is gone. And this fatha, and now this letter, this kaf has fatha, and then this waw or ya, whatever letter is it will change according to the haraka.
Yes.
So what is the haraka now? Haraka is fatha, right? And
Yes,
fatha like alif.
Alif.
Preceded
Yes.
by maftu letter. Yeah, maftu letter.
Yeah, got it.
Right, so it's like alif. So that's why we are going to change this waw into alif, and this is how it becomes qala.
Okay. Jazakallah.
So
Got it now.
qala yaqulu.
Yeah.
So this waw was basically in the middle. So that's why when the middle root letter, which is ain kalima, when ain kalima is either waw or ya, then it is called ajwaf.
Right.
Okay. So now the problem or the weakness or the sickness is where? In the middle. Okay, the stomach is upset here in ajwaf.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so qala yaqulu.
So Ustaza, in ajwaf also we need to specify like
yeah, ajwaf
ajwaf
wawi.
wawi.
Yeah. So this is, we are going to call qala that this is ajwaf wawi. And I was looking at the example of, sorry, not yai, wawi. But I didn't get any example of in mujarrad. In mazid fihi, you have some example, but there is supposed to be ajwaf wawi and then ajwaf yai. So when the middle root letter gonna be ya, then we're gonna call it ajwaf yai.
I can recall one in ajwaf yai, Ustaza. Can I tell?
Yeah, which one?
Baya'a.
Yeah.
Baya, yeah, baya.
Yeah, baya.
So in fi'l mazi, it will be ba'a.
Baya'a. Actually, it become ba, right? It become ba. So again, same thing happened, right? It was ba ya a, and then the weak letter ya has given its fatha to the letter before it, and then and this ya change into alif, and this is how it become ba. And now this is the example of ajwaf yai. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear, everyone? Then comes nakis.
Assalamu alaikum, Ustadha.
Yeah.
So, like, by looking at the bhar, we will not be able to understand which one is azwab y or azwab yai.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a clue. Okay, good question. So how you are going to see that? Okay, what is the root letter? Because I said qala and then I said ba'a, right? Both has alif in it, and we cannot see either it was waw or ya. So for that, what is the root letter? Actual was, you need to go to mudariya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
So
Mudariya
qala become yaqulu. So in mudariya, basically the root letter gonna come back. The actual root letter gonna come back. So when you say qala yaqulu, now that should tell, okay, this is ajwaf wawi. And ba'a yabi'u.
Okay.
So ba'a yabi'u. Now what do you notice now? Ya came back.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means that actually it was ba, ya, and ain.
And also, Ustaza, this in fi'l mazi, alif is also an indicator that something has happened, right? It might be like in the ajwaf yai or
Yeah, exactly.
ajwaf,
Because I told you alif is never a root
alif
letter.
never a root letter. Yes.
Okay, so whenever there is a leaf, we should know, okay, that either it was waw or ya.
And we can always find the clan, like which family it belongs, which form it belongs to. Like there's a kasra on ba in Hebi. And
yeah, so we need to know the bab. Yeah, bab can help because you need to go to Mudariya Huwa version, and that can give you the clue that what was the actual root letter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, then comes nakis. So when the third root letter is either waw and ya, then we are going to classify as naqis. Okay, so what does naqis mean? What is the siga in naqis?
Incomplete.
Yeah, what is the siga?
Naqis. Naqis. Isme file, right?
Yeah, naqisun, ism file.
Fa'ilun.
Okay, and then again further, it could be naqis wawi or naqis yai. Right? So when you say da'a yad'u, right? So this alif was basically waw. So that is the example of naqis wawi. And what happened? Da'a yad'u.
So when we are changing that into Mudariya, right, this is Bab Nasara, right? So we need to have Dhamma on the middle root letter, right? And when it is Dhamma, then obviously Vav need to come back with the Dhamma, right? So this is the example of Nakis Vavi. And then we have Naha Yanha. And what do you notice? The middle root letter is Harufe Halki, right? So that means that this Bab should go to Bab Fataha.
Fataha.
So it will become Naha Yanha. Naha Yanha. So this is Bab Fataha. And we are going to call it Nakis Ya'i. Make sense so far? Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that's not all. Still two more categories. What are they? Whatever we looked so far, these are the examples of one weak letter is weak, basically. But sometime there are going to be two root letters weak. Subhanallah. Right? And when that happens, when two root letters are weak, then one category is going to be called Lafif. So Lafif means it is weak, Lifafa. Sometimes something I call my kids Lifafa, like they are not strong like we used to have. कुछ छोटा सा कुछ हो जाए तो फौरन जो है ना they panic. So Lafif, like weak, and then Mafrook. Mafrook is from Farak, right? So Mafrook means Farak, so there is distance. So these two root letters are apart. The example is Waka Yaki. So Waka Yaki. So now you see the first root letter, my Fa kalima is weak. I was about to call it Misal because I see my first root letter is weak. But then I see that, okay, my last letter, Ain, and then Lam kalima is also weak. So now I cannot call it Misal anymore. Right? Or should I call it Misal and then Nakis as well?
No, Ustaza. The first and the
Right?
third letters, so yeah, they are giving us signs.
So that's why when there are two weak letters in a Salasi Mujarrad, we are going to call it Lafif Mafrook. And now we need to look, okay, where are these two root letters? Are they side by side or there is distance between them? So if there is distance between them, we're gonna call it Lafif Mafrook. But if they are side by side, like in the example here, Lafif Makroon, where is the example? Over here. Lava. So what do you notice in lava? We have Fa
Weak and weak, they are side by side. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ain Kalima
And
and
in
Lam
Lam
Kalima are side by side. So that's why I'm gonna call it Makroon. Do you guys know Kareen? What does Kareen mean?
The angels that are next to us?
No, it's not angels. It's shaitan, subhanallah. We know that each one of us has a Kareen. And
Yes.
Kareen is the shaitan. Right? Whenever a child born, many angels with that child, but one Kareen as well. One shaitan as well.
food for the thought is that we need to defeat all the time.
Exactly.
This
Yeah,
Kareem.
exactly.
Food for inshallah.
Yeah. So Kareen, and then from that, Kareen is the one who is always side by side, always with you. He never leaves until you die.
Oh.
Right? So
is it the same Kareen Ustaza that does waswasa? Perhaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
So from
Ustada,
that,
this word makroon, it came
Hmm.
from like a qaraba, like close, qarab.
No, Makroon, Kareen.
No, I'm not
Not
talking about Kareem. Like just like faraka, it is karaba, the makroon.
Oh, the
Qarab.
mafrook you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
this is faraka, mafrook. This is maful. It's a maful, right?
right.
Yeah. So this is a maful, and then makroon is also maful. Right? So Kareen is the kaf, ra, and noon are the root letters. And then this makroon is a maful. And meaning that two things side by side, they are together.
Right.
Okay, so far so good. So
Yes,
far so good.
alhamdulillah.
Clear everything.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, from now on, I'm thinking that we should have only 1 hour lesson. That's all. Because
Yes,
it's easy to absorb. Sometimes we go too much, right? And then even when people look on YouTube, okay, this is 1.5 hours long lecture, no one gonna listen to it, right? So it's it's hard on me to stop in 1 hour because I mostly go over time, but from now on, thinking to stop in 1 hour, and you guys give me a reminder whenever I'm going over. So basically now, today we all talk about just irregularities, and maybe inshallah next class we're gonna start the detail of it. So the summary over here is that there are going to be 3 types of irregularities. One is called mahmuz, right? And mahmuz mean when the root letter is hamza. Any like fa kalma, ain kalma, or lam kalma, so any of the root letter is hamza, then it is mahmuz. And then we are going to further divide this mahmuz into 3 because we have 3 kalmas, fa, ain, and lam. And this hamza can be anywhere, right? So if it is on fa kalma, then we are going to call it mahmuzul fa. Or if it hamza is in the middle root letter, we're gonna call it mahmuzul ain. Or if it is on lam kalima, we're gonna call mahmuzul lam. And the examples are over here: akala, sa'ala, and dara'a. So akala is bab nasara. So akala ya'kulu. And then sa'ala is bab fataha, sa'ala yas'alu. And then dara'a is again bab fataha, dara'a yadra'u. Right? Then we have mudaf. Mudaf is when the second and third root letters are same. So the first and second are not going to be, only second and third are going to be the same letters. Right? So that's why we do not have further division in there. So fa, ain, and lam, and then ain and lam is always going to be same. And the example if qaf, sad, and sad. So nasara, this is family nasara. So qaswa, yaqussu. Right? So what gonna happen in that mudaf, if you guys noticing over here, qaswa and then yaqussu. So how do we know that this is bab nasara? the first root letter going to have Dhamma. In regular verb, our middle root letter used to have Dhamma, right? And this is how we used to recognize Bab Nasara. But in Mudaf, it's not going to happen, right? So then we have, that was our Mudaf. Then we have Mu'tal. And Mu'tal is when our, any of the root letter, it could be 1 or 2, the vowel, we have vowel in there. And when I say vowel, there are 2 vowels, Vaw or Ya. And then we are further going to divide that Mu'tal into 3. Misal, Ajwaf, and Naqis. Misal is when our Fa kalima is Vaw or Ya. Right? And then further we are going to say Misal Wawi and Misal Yai. Then comes Ajwaf. Ajwaf means that sickness is in the middle. The belly is upset. So, and then again, we know that, okay, weak letter could be Waw and Ya. So Ajwaf Wawi and Ajwaf Yai. Qala Yaqulu. Bab Nasara. Then third one is Naqis. So Naqis mean when the Lam kalima is either Waw and Ya. And further we can say Naqis Wawi and Naqis Yai. Example over here is Da'a Yad'u. And we discuss how we are going to know that, okay, it is Naqis Wawi and Yai. Always you're going to go to Mudariya. And Mudariya going to help you know that what was the actual root letter. And then we saw Lafif. What is Lafif? Mu'tal is when we have one weak letter, right? Waw and Ya is one of the root letter, right? But when we have 2 root letters weak, then we are going to name them differently. Lafif, and Lafif is going to be further divided, Lafif Makroon and Lafif Mafruq. So if they are side by side, we're going to call it Lafif Makroon from Kareen. You're going to remember that word. And if there is distance between these 2 weak letters, then we are going to call Lafif Mafruq. And the examples are given over there. Waqa, we have a Fa kalima, and then Ain kalima is Salim, Sahi kalima, right? There is no weak, Kaf is not weak letter, right? So Ain kalima is perfect, and then Lam kalima is again weak. So we're gonna call it Lafif Mafruq. And then look at the example of Lava. So Lava is Waw and Ya side by side, Ain and Lam, both are weak letters. So we are calling them Lafif Makroon. Make sense?
Alhamdulillah.
Yes,
Alhamdulillah.
ma'am.
So we're gonna
Sada, I have a question. So there won't be any instance where the first 2 weak letters will be like Fa and Ain, because now we are seeing Ain and Lam. So is there any classification that comes with the Fa and Ain also?
I didn't get it. Which one you're talking about? In
The
Misal? Huh? Makroon?
Makroon, yes. Where you have 2 weak letters, Ain Kalma and Lam Kalma. So will there be any instance where there will be 2 weak letters in Fa Kalma and Ain Kalma? First
No, I don't think so. There is any category like that. Otherwise, they have mentioned it, right?
Okay. So the same thing with the here too. The last two letters are Ain and
So
La.
either, yeah.
Repetition.
So last two letters can be, right? Or maybe first and third can be.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we have these two categories only. Otherwise, they would have mentioned, right?
Okay. The same thing with the last letter is repeated here. Khasta. Khaf, Saf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So only last two letters, Ain and Lam, are going to be repeated.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So inshallah, so next class we are going to call, like discuss our Mahmuzul Fa. And what should be your homework? Your homework should be that you are going to open Quran Pak and you guys are going to give me example of these irregularities, 5 each of them. So you are going to find 5 mahmuz, right? And then some of them could be mahmuzul fa, ain and lam. You are going to find 5 mudaf verbs, and you are going to find 5 mu'tal, and then mu'tal, and then lafif, makroon, and mafrook as well. Make sense?
Inshallah.
So that is your
Do
homework.
we need to send Ustaz homework?
You can share in the group, because I know not many of you gonna do it, right? So you hardworking students over here, not much, unfortunately, right? So you guys can share in the group, so that will be the motivation for other people as well.
Inshallah.
Okay, so with that, inshallah, we can end our session. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quranil Hakim. Wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa dhikril hakim. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Wa nastaghfiruka wa nastaghfiruka wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifuna. Wassalamun alal mursalin. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.